Has someone ever left you unread or ignored your messages, and you found yourself obsessing over what you did wrong? Or worse, did you send a flood of follow-up texts, hoping for a reply only to feel more powerless? In today's video, we will explore how to handle these situations with strength and grace, using the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Instead of begging for attention, I will show you how to regain control, protect your self-respect, and communicate effectively without compromising your dignity. Why being ignored feels so painful. Let's start by understanding why being ignored bothers us so much. The psychology behind it triggers rejection, sensitivity. Humans are social creatures wired to seek acceptance. Being ignored can feel like rejection, activating the same neural pathways associated with physical pain, creates emotional uncertainty. When someone ignores us, it leaves us in a state of emotional limbo. The lack of clarity can lead to overthinking and anxiety, as our minds try to fill in the blanks, threatens self-esteem. Silence can make us question our self-worth, leading to feelings of inadequacy or not being good enough. Activates the fight or flight response. The ambiguity of being ignored can be perceived as a threat. This activates the body's stress response, increasing cortisol levels and making us feel uneasy. Violates the need for closure. Humans crave resolution. Being ignored denies us the opportunity to understand the situation or express our emotions, leaving us frustrated. Feels like social exclusion. Ignoring someone is a subtle form of social exclusion, which can trigger feelings of isolation and loneliness. Goes against our desire for connection. We have an innate need to bond and feel connected. Being ignored disrupts this connection, leading to emotional discomfort, amplifies negative self-talk. When we're ignored, our minds often jump to the worst-case scenario, feeding self-doubt and negative thoughts about ourselves. Challenges our control. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control. However, being ignored reminds us of our inability to control others, which can feel disempowering. Engages the same brain areas as physical pain. Studies using brain imaging have shown that the pain of social rejection or being ignored activates the anterior cingulate cortex, the same area triggered by physical pain. Stoic perspective. External events are beyond your control. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control how others behave, including their choice to ignore us. Focusing on their actions only leads to unnecessary suffering. Your worth is not determined by others. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Being ignored does not diminish your intrinsic value. Silence reflects them not. You Stoics believe that people's actions reflect their own character, not yours. Someone ignoring you speaks more about their priorities than your worth. Emotions are products of perception. According to Epictetus, it is not things themselves that disturb us but our judgments about them. Feeling hurt by being ignored stems from how we interpret the situation. Attachment breeds suffering. Stoicism emphasizes the dangers of becoming overly attached to external outcomes. By expecting others to validate us, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Focus on what you can control. Instead of trying to make someone respond, redirect your energy to actions within your power, your thoughts, choices, and personal growth. Indifference to external approval. A Stoic strives for apatheia, freedom from being disturbed by external approval or rejection. True peace comes from valuing your own virtues and efforts. Silence is an opportunity for growth. Being ignored offers a chance to practice patience, resilience, and self-reflection. Use the moment to strengthen your inner character. You are not entitled to a response. Stoics remind us to let go of entitlement. No one owes us their time or attention, and accepting this reality can bring inner peace. Reframe the experience positively. Marcus Aurelius advised finding a way to turn obstacles into opportunities. Being ignored can be a lesson in emotional independence and a reminder to focus on those who truly value your presence. The cost of begging for attention erodes self-esteem. Constantly seeking attention from others reinforces the belief that your worth depends on their approval, leading to a cycle of low self-confidence. Creates emotional dependence. Begging for attention fosters dependency on external validation, making you feel powerless when it's not given. Triggers anxiety and stress. The act of repeatedly asking for attention can heighten anxiety as you overthink and worry about how others perceive you. Reinforces rejection. Sensitivity begging often results in rejection, which further intensifies the emotional pain and fear of being ignored, leads to social imbalance. It creates an uneven dynamic in relationships, where one person is perceived as needy and the other as superior, undermining mutual respect. Reduces your value in their eyes. When you beg for attention, others may subconsciously devalue you, seeing your neediness as a lack of confidence or self-respect. Fuels negative self-talk. Each instance of begging and subsequent lack of response can reinforce a narrative of unworthiness and rejection in your mind. Undermines authentic relationships. Genuine connections thrive on mutual respect and effort. Begging often leads to forced interactions that lack sincerity, weakens your personal power. By relying on others for emotional fulfillment, you give away control over your happiness, making you vulnerable to manipulation. Inhibits emotional growth. Begging for attention prevents you from developing emotional resilience and learning to find fulfillment within yourself. By understanding these psychological costs, you can work towards healthier ways of seeking connection rooted in self-respect, independence, and mutual effort. What to do when they ignore you? Pause and breathe. Take a moment to calm down and avoid reacting impulsively. Rushing to respond out of frustration or anxiety can make the situation worse. Don't take it personally. Remind yourself that people's behavior often reflects their own circumstances, priorities, or challenges, not your worth. Give them space. Respect their time and energy. People may not respond immediately due to their own commitments, distractions, or emotions. Focus on what you can control. Instead of fixating on their response, redirect your energy toward activities or goals that bring you joy and fulfillment. Avoid over-messaging. Sending multiple follow-ups can come across as needy or desperate. A single, calm message is enough to express your intention. Reflect on the relationship. Consider the nature of your connection. Is this a one-time occurrence, or is being ignored a pattern? Healthy relationships require mutual effort and respect. Use silence as a tool. Sometimes the best response is no response. By remaining silent, you maintain your dignity and avoid escalating the situation. Communicate clearly, if necessary. If the silence persists and you value the relationship, address it calmly. Hey, I noticed we haven't been communicating much lately. Is everything okay? Let me know if there's something on your mind. Set boundaries. If someone regularly ignores you, it might be time to reassess their place in your life. Value relationships that reciprocate your efforts. Prioritize self-respect. Remember, your worth is not defined by someone else's attention. Focus on building your confidence and finding people who appreciate and value you. Being ignored can feel hurtful, but it's also an opportunity to grow stronger emotionally. By handling the situation with patience, self-respect, and mindfulness, you'll not only protect your peace, but also show others that you value yourself. What to do? Instead of begging attention, pause and reflect before taking any action. Reflect on why you feel the need to beg for attention. Are you seeking validation, feeling insecure, or fearing rejection? Understanding your emotions is the first step toward addressing them. Focus on self-worth. Remind yourself that your value does not depend on someone else's acknowledgement. Practice affirmations or journaling to reinforce your confidence and self-esteem. Give space gracefully. Instead of chasing attention, respect the other person's space and time. People are more likely to engage when they don't feel pressured or overwhelmed. Communicate calmly and clearly. If it's essential to address the situation, express yourself in a composed and respectful way. Hey, I've noticed we haven't been talking much lately. I'd love to hear from you when you're ready. Set healthy boundaries. Recognize when your efforts aren't being reciprocated. Set boundaries to protect your emotional well-being and avoid overextending yourself for someone who isn't responsive. Engage in activities you enjoy. Shift your focus to things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Pursue hobbies, exercise, or spend time with supportive friends and family to remind yourself of the happiness within your control. Build emotional independence. Practice finding contentment within yourself rather than relying on others for emotional validation. Meditation, mindfulness, and journaling can help strengthen your sense of inner peace. Reevaluate the relationship. Ask yourself whether the relationship is balanced and healthy. If someone consistently ignores or dismisses you, it might be time to reconsider their role in your life. Surround yourself with supportive people. Focus your energy on those who genuinely value your presence. Meaningful connections thrive on mutual respect and effort. Stay dignified and patient. Instead of begging, let your actions reflect confidence and self-respect. Patience and grace often create stronger, healthier relationships than desperation ever could. Begging for attention diminishes your self-respect and the quality of your relationships. By choosing to act with dignity, self-awareness, and independence, you not only strengthen your emotional resilience but also attract healthier, more fulfilling connections into your life. Why self-respect attracts others. Confidence is magnetic. Self-respect exudes confidence, which is universally appealing. People are naturally drawn to those who believe in their own worth and carry themselves with assurance. Sets the standard for how others treat you. When you respect yourself, you demonstrate the kind of behavior you expect from others. This encourages people to approach you with the same level of respect. Shows emotional independence. People are attracted to individuals who are emotionally independent and don't rely on others for validation. It signals strength and self-sufficiency, communicates healthy boundaries. Self-respect involves setting clear boundaries and refusing to tolerate disrespect. This makes you more appealing as it signals you value yourself and won't settle for less, creates a sense of mystery. Those who respect themselves don't overshare or beg for attention. This restraint creates intrigue and makes others curious to know more about you. Demonstrates inner peace. Self. Respecting individuals exude a sense of calm and contentment, which makes them pleasant to be around. Their positive energy attracts others who want to share in that peace, encourages mutual respect. When you respect yourself, you foster relationships based on equality and mutual regard. This makes connections deeper and more meaningful. Signals high-value self. Respect communicates that you value yourself and your time. People are naturally attracted to those who recognize their own worth and act accordingly. Inspires trust and reliability. A person with self-respect is less likely to engage in drama or manipulative behaviors. This consistency makes others feel safe and secure around them. Attracts like-minded individuals. When you prioritize self-respect, you attract people who share the same values and mindset. These connections tend to be healthier and more fulfilling. Self-respect is the foundation of healthy relationships. When you value yourself, you project confidence, set strong boundaries, and build connections rooted in mutual admiration. By cultivating self-respect, you naturally attract people who appreciate and honor the authentic, strong, and independent person you are. What to remember when you're ignored: it's not always about you. People may be dealing with their own issues, stress work, or personal problems that prevent them from responding. Their silence doesn't necessarily reflect your worth. Your worth is not defined by others. Being ignored does not diminish your value. Your self-worth comes from within, not from someone else's attention or approval. You can't control others. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control: our actions, thoughts, and emotions. You can't force someone to respond, but you can choose how to react. Silence can be insightful when someone ignores you. It can reveal their priorities or level of interest. Use this as an opportunity to assess the relationship and whether it's worth your energy. Rejection is a redirection. Sometimes being ignored is a blessing in disguise. It may steer you away from people or situations that aren't aligned with your growth or happiness. Overthinking worsens the pain. Dwelling on why you're being ignored can amplify negative emotions. Instead, practice mindfulness or distraction techniques to break the cycle of overthinking. Respect yourself. First, chasing someone who ignores you often leads to a loss of self-respect. By maintaining your dignity, you show others and yourself that you value your own worth. Time reveals the truth. Give people the space to come around. Their response or lack thereof will clarify their intentions and true feelings. You deserve mutual effort. Healthy relationships are built on reciprocity. If someone consistently ignores you, it may be a sign to focus on connections that are more balanced and fulfilling. You are stronger than you feel. Being ignored can sting, but it's also an opportunity to build emotional resilience. Each experience teaches you how to handle challenges with grace and strength. Being ignored can feel disheartening, but it's also a chance to grow, reflect, and prioritize relationships that genuinely matter. Remember, your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's acknowledgement. It comes from within you. Remember, you don't need to beg for attention to feel valued. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within. By staying calm, confident, and self-respecting, you send a powerful message not just to others, but to yourself. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts. Below, have you ever been ignored? How did you handle it? Let's start a conversation and learn from one another. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.